Alright guys, welcome back to the Custom Daytona series, where we take this beautiful, brand new Triumph Daytona 675R, customize it with your support, and then give it away once we are finished. If you'd like to be a part of the series, head on over to patreon.com/Campisi Customs. Today we're going to be installing one of the sexiest exhaust systems you can possibly get for this motorcycle. The Akrapovic Full Titanium Exhaust. It's going to be amazing. Stay tuned. Teens, for some reason, is in a bathing suit. Let's not talk about it. First, hey, can you get that bike pumped up for us, babe?
It's so hot in here.
It is. Dado has the wood stove just cracking. Hey, you matched the bike though. All right, get that bike.
Like my shoes.
Get that bike pumped up, babe. Look at those. Hey, look at those socks. The loose socks. Yep. That's how she rolls.
Pull out.
All right, we thought we'd let the beautiful Christina K do the honors of pulling out the exhaust parts. We've got carbon fiber exhaust hugger, or heat shield, whatever it is. That looks like a mid pipe or something. That looks like the headers. Oh my god. What else we got in there, babe? Okie dokie. Clamp. Ooh, even the clamp's carbon fiber? Mm-hmm. That's freaking badass. Some hardware.
Some lube.
And then there's the muffler. There's the muffler.
No razors.
Brought to you by the beautiful Little. Thanks, babe. Is there something else in there? There's the carbon fiber heat shield. God, that looks so good. This is the mid pipe. Basically the cat delete. Oh.
Found it.
You found the hole? All right. Oh my lord. Dado, get over here. You gotta see this. And then here's the headers. See if we can get those out. You can do it, babe. So when you're handling titanium, guys, you do not want to touch it with your skin. So that's why she's wearing gloves. There's the headers. Oh my god, look at those. Look at the welds.
Wow.
What the hell? So those machine welds, like, how do they get them like that?
No, I think a guy does it by hand.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, look at that. And then...
I'm ready for this?
Yep. This is the most important part, the muffler. Teens, do the honors. Oh my lord. Look at that. You want to pick it up? How heavy is that?
Not heavy whatsoever.
It's crazy. It looks so good. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This is going to be amazing.
Pretty nice.
This is going to be some kind of a record. Thank you, teens. You can put your clothes back on now.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously, guys, we were just having a little fun there with Christina. People always give us shit about putting her on the thumbnails, so we thought, you know what? Let's just have a little fun with it and see what happens.
We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
Makes them a lot of fun.
All right, so we're prepping the exhaust. We put tape over parts where we're going to be stretching the springs because we don't want to scratch the titanium. So we're just prepping all the parts right now. Dado's taking off the oxygen sensor.
Bung.
Because we're using that. So they didn't actually come with any instructions. So we're not winging it. We have a pretty good idea of what to do, but everything we read, they said you don't use gaskets. You don't reuse the stock gaskets. So we're gonna double check when we take it to the Triumph dealer. But for now, we're gonna go without them.
So I'm just wiping down the exhaust just in case one of us touched it by any chance. I'm using acetone and a clean shop towel. I also removed the plug where the O2 adapter is. So we're going to be putting the oxygen sensor back in. We don't want to have any issues. A lot of guys that race these things, they remove the oxygen sensor. It all depends on what kind of tune you're doing on the bike, the modifications and things like that. So we are keeping the OEM O2 sensor in there, and we're gonna put this bad boy on next.
So we're just sliding the header in. And we're just being very careful so we don't scratch anything. We've got cardboard over here. We've got tape along some of the parts. And we're just gonna slide this puppy in and put one of the, do you want me to help you here?
I just need to line it up.
So basically what we're doing right now is just getting these pipes to go into the headers area there. And from what we read, they said you don't use the stock header gaskets. And let me see if I can find one of those. I'll show you what it looks like. So these were the stock header gaskets. Normally they go on there to create the seal, but apparently this exhaust is created so that you don't need to use those.
It feels like it presses right in. So here's the factory bottom radiator bracket, and it usually sits like this between the block and the bottom of the radiator. And I just changed the grommet over.
Grommet.
And what this is going to allow it to do is bend around the aftermarket exhaust so we can attach the bottom of the radiator so it doesn't hit.
Yep. So we're just fitting the mid pipe to the headers and making sure it fits. We're gonna have to take this back off to add anti-seize on here. And then this is where we need to make sure this bolt lines up here. And then do you wanna show them what you're doing, Dado?
Yeah. The oxygen sensor was mounted in this location from factory, and it is back here now, right behind the oil pan. So I had to route this wire back behind the pan so we can get it fitted right in there like that. We'll put the anti-seize in there, put all the springs on, and then after the springs are on somehow, we're going to put the slip on, and we're going to make sure that everything's torqued down properly.
So we got the torque specs for all these bolts, which are very important. So make sure those are all tightened correctly.
Here we have this official Acro anti-seize, and apparently this stuff will eat holes in your skin. So I'm wearing gloves. Very, very thin coat on the female inner end of the pipes. That'll keep them from seizing. And they say that you should put a really thin coat on because if there's any kind of back pressure and this material makes its way back into the engine, it could cause fatal failure.
So be very careful with this.
So very thin. Very little bit. You can check it out in there.
All right, so we got the mid pipe on, the anti-seize is in there, we got the first bolt on. Now we're gonna have to put springs. There's a bunch of springs we have to put in different locations. Look how small this spring is.
Actually, this is one of the longer ones.
That's the longest spring. They're supposed to go up here on the headers.
Yeah, so here you go. Check this out.
Yeah, that spring has to reach there. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. So that's what we're gonna be working on now.
I can't deal with
We're
you
trying to
guys.
get these springs on. Dado got the first one. He actually found the little thing there that uses, yeah, that looks, I can't speak, but I gotta pull, now we have to take our radiator thing back off, which we've,
The bracket?
It's a mess. I can't talk right now. Teens is over there doing God knows what.
Yoga.
Besides, anything besides actually filming, which is what we need her to do. This is this crazy shit that I'm gonna need to put this down because I gotta hold this. All right, so the last spring going on. When you have the right tools, watch how simple this is. Boom, done. Now we can remove the tape. We got the headers all done. Besides the torquing them down.
Yep. Don't stab that tire, dude. I'll let you puncture that.
Are you filming?
Just get a fucking video. There goes the bike.
Hold on, what the fuck just
Weak
broke?
ass, Jared.
Stupid fucking thing. What is this? Is it?
So you can turn it.
Well, I don't want that to be fucking turned. God damn it.
All those weights in the gym, Jarrett.
All those roids, and you can't even get a spring on your exhaust.
Fuck you guys.
should seriously be careful with that.
I am being careful. You gave me a thing that fucking turns for some reason.
It's made to turn, bro.
Oh, God damn it.
Look at this little kid over here
Sleep it off.
playing.
No, I need that for leverage.
Keeps coming off. I need it for leverage.
Fuck your couch. So we're just gonna slide this in here and make sure everything fits all right. He already put the anti-seize on there, so that's a tight fit. How far down do we know?
That's what she said.
As far as it goes,
There's a lip in here, but I'm not gonna push it on too hard.
because we still have to put those other things on,
The
right?
clamp has to go on, and also there's a carbon piece.
We're trying to figure out where that's gonna fit, right?
Yeah, it should sit.
Man, that's weird.
Where does it sit?
Oh yeah, it sits down there. So we need to put one of those pieces here and one of those pieces there, right? So that we can
Yeah.
bolt
Can
that
you
on.
can you pull up a picture?
Yeah. All right, so we're just fitting the muffler on. We got the stuff slipped on. We're gonna have to do some rearranging, maybe a little bit here, but we're just getting it screwed on here with the holster. There you go. Just trying to make it look good with the sticker and everything and how it's sitting. I think that looks pretty good right there.
Line it up, tighten
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
So the Acro system came with this little washer for here, but the OEM one is actually beveled. It looks so much nicer,
Yeah.
so we opted for that one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we're doing besides what was not recommended in the instructions that they didn't give us. And then this took honestly the worst part. I think everything was time consuming, but rotating this perfectly for all the bolts to fit, because you don't want to stretch or pull on
Yeah.
any parts to break it, because these straps are thin and you know.
It looks so good.
Yep, so we got two springs to put on, tape to remove, and all the bolts to tighten down, and we're good to go.
Then we can start it up.
We can fire it up. Since there's no instructions, and I was going over this, and Jared's like, I should have filmed that. So here we go again. In order to mount this carbon fiber piece, the shield, they supply us with these brackets here, the clamps, 2 stainless bolts, and these fiber washers. The reason why they give you these is this unit here will be clamped something like this onto the pipe, and these fiber washers will sit there. The unit will mount to cover everything. You have the smaller fiber washers that keep that from cracking, and the bolt goes right there. It's a tight fit for everything. So what I plan on doing is getting everything dry fitted on there and loose. You want to point the clamps the same way facing down so you can get from underneath the motorcycle and tighten them and loosen them if you need to. And put everything loosely on, tighten it to this, and then when you clamp it onto the pipe, they're exactly where they need to go. You position in place and tighten them down. So that's what we're going to do next.
Okay.
So we got these threaded through, and now we're just tightening them down. How tight should I make this, Dado?
You're just gonna snug it, because I gotta line everything up.
I feel like it's just gonna keep spinning.
I feel like you should just do your job.
How long is this gonna spin?
Stop asking questions and spin it.
All right.
The goal here is to get both of them snug
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this one came out.
completely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we ever put it in.
Oh. That's what she said. All right.
O2 sensor, gotta go back in. You guys can see the clamps that we put on for the carbon shield, everything else behind here. So this goes in. You can see I twisted these a little bit to allow it to sit back into place. And now the wire
Nice.
is perfectly straight and not twisted up through. And if it did twist, this would just turn instead of twisting the wires. That's why we,
How good that
disconnected it. So I'll get this tightened up and we'll be done.
All right, guys. So there is the completed full Acra titanium exhaust system. Saves 20 pounds and adds about 12 horsepower, and looks phenomenal. So we're gonna push it outside and start this baby up and see how it sounds. All right, so we're gonna start this puppy up for the first time. Keep in mind, we do not have the ECU flash yet. We don't have the ECU flash yet. I don't know what he's laughing at. All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's start this up and see if it works. Keep in mind, we do not have the servo valve connected, so it's going to throw a check engine light. We have a servo buddy ordered, which is going to fix that. Also, we don't have the ECU flash yet. When we take it into Triumph, we're going to have them flash the ECU for the full system exhaust. We'll also have them take care of the check engine light. Okay, so let's fire this up and see how it sounds. There you go, guys. Full Acra titanium system, drops 20 pounds. Gonna add about 12 horsepower once we get it tuned. Badass. So while we were revving the exhaust, Ryan pulled up from MagPro. You guys might have remember him from the Panigale series. He's actually gonna be making some custom things for this bike that are gonna be going along with the new owner. So he's gonna be here taking some measurements, and we also did a little signature plate I think he's gonna embroider. It's gonna be badass. And also, if you guys ever want to shop any MagPro products, magpro.shop, you can use code Daytona to save 15% off your whole order. This is a guy who makes everything you guys order, so shout out to him. What's up? So Ryan's making some measurements, cutting some stuff. Look at him. He's a real boy. I can't show you what he's measuring, but he also brought over some mag mats. So this is one of the things that he sells that we use all the freaking time. So a large MagPro mat, 6-inch, and then a 4-inch mag mat. And then we also have the magnetic koozies that you see us using all the time. And again, you can get any of this stuff from magpro.shop. Code Daytona will save you 15% off. Freaking awesome, man. All right, guys, so there you go. There is the installation of the full Akrapovic titanium race exhaust system. Like I said, we're gonna be taking this over to Triumph to get the ECU flashed for the full system, installing the servo buddy, and then we've got a whole host of other modifications to put on this bad boy. I'm super excited. I hope you guys are excited. If you wanna be a part of the series, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. Thank you, Dado, for crushing it as always. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.